Louise and the Wolves. Louise is a 4-year-old girl. One day she went for a walk in the cornfield near her home. It was a beautiful sunny day. All of a sudden, Louise realised that her doll, Baldhead, had disappeared. She named it Baldhead because it had no hair on its head. Louise walked into the wood to look for Baldhead. The birds were singing sweetly. On her way to the wood, Louise passed by an old tree. She said, "Hello, old tree. Why are you lying there on the ground?" It replied, "I have become too old to stand up now. I'm lying here and enjoying nature and all the animals around me." Suddenly, King Mole popped his head up from the ground. He wasn't able to see anything during the daylight because King Mole was used to the darkness down in his cave. Louise said, "Hello," to King Mole. "Perhaps you should get yourself a pair of sunglasses so that you can see." In an opening in the wood, a few bear cubs were playing. Louise was not afraid of them. A cat was hiding behind a tree. It was hungry and wanted to catch a mouse. It was soon dusk and Louise was still inside the wood. She realised that she was lost and unable to find her way home. Feeling worried, she wished that she was at home with her mother and father. In the distance, there was the sound of thunder, and now scary noises started to come from the wood. Flashing eyes appeared from behind the trees. They were following Louise, and she began to feel very scared. Suddenly, a wolf jumped out in front of her. The wolf looked at Louise and began dribbling from its mouth. "Nice meal," the wolf was thinking. However, the wise old owl saw the little girl and the big wolf. The wise old owl keeps an eye on everyone in the wood. It knew what the wolf was thinking and said, "Hey, Mr. Wolf, you cannot eat small children. Imagine if someone came to eat your pups." The big wolf realised this would not be good. It had not thought about that before. So instead of eating the little girl, the big wolf invited Louise back to its house, a cave in the woods. Louise met the 4 small wolf pups in the very cosy cave. The first thing she discovered in the cave was her missing doll, Baldhead. It was sitting right there in between the pups. It turned out that the wolf pups had found the doll on the ground while they had been playing in the wood. The doll had no clothes on, and so the wolves were afraid that the doll would freeze, so they took it back to the cave. Louise was so happy to see Baldhead that she gave the wolves a big hug. Louise played with the wolf pups all day and became friends. Now though, it was night time in the wood and Louise was sleepy. She soon fell asleep with Baldhead in her arms. The next morning, Louise woke up to the beautiful sound of birds singing. She gave Baldhead a big kiss. Louise thought she'd been dreaming, but then she saw the wolves running around outside. The wise old owl was still there to protect Louise. The other animals in the wood had also turned up. They were curious to see the little girl. "Good morning, Louise," said the owl. "Have you slept well?" The old owl told Louise, "The rusty trolls live here in the woods. I have asked them to take you home to your mum and dad. They have been missing you a lot and looked for you all night. They thought that they would never see you again." Soon after, the Rusty Bus arrived with Rusty Papa, Rusty Suze and Rusty Buster. They parked right outside the wolves' cave. The Rusty Bus had GPS so that it could always find the way. Soon Louise and her doll Baldhead were back home, united with her mother and father. Everyone was so very happy, and now Louise had learned to take more care of her doll. And the next time Louise wants to go for a walk in the wood, it will be with her mother and father.